Chosen one. Prophecy will reveal hidden gold. Get ready, chosen one. There are moments in time when reality begins to bend, when the atmosphere thickens with meaning and the silence starts to echo. This is one of those moments. You didn't stumble upon this message by accident. This is your divine alignment in action. A sacred prophecy is stirring, long hidden beneath layers of shadow and silence. It's now whispering your name, summoning you to witness what was once concealed. Hidden gold isn't just metal buried in the ground. It's the treasure of your identity, your legacy, and your divine assignment finally rising to the surface. You are not late. You are not forgotten. Everything you've endured was carved into the timeline of destiny for a reason. This very video is part of that divine unraveling. So stay with us until the very end. The moment you finish watching, we invite you to leave a powerful trace in the comments section. Write your warmest wishes and the number 99. This number signals that the prophecy is alive and that you're ready to receive what the universe is about to pour into your life. The prophecy was never about random predictions. It was always about timing, divine timing. And now, that timing is on your side. What was hidden, truths about you, visions you once held, gold that seemed unreachable, are being revealed. There is a reason your spirit has felt restless. You've been sensing this shift. You've been feeling something drawing near, but you couldn't name it. That's because it's not just an opportunity. It's a revelation, a golden unveiling of what has always been meant for you. This gold isn't handed to just anyone. It is given to those who can carry it with grace. You've been tried, refined, and prepared in secret. While others were loud, you were learning. While others were seen, you were sculpted in silence. The world saw your absence and called it failure. But the prophecy knew better. It was not your fall, it was your formation. What's coming is not coming from the outside world. It's emerging from within you. You are the vessel. You are the lock and the key. The buried gold is your spirit, your gifts, your purpose finally being activated. The prophecy is not outside of you. It's written inside you. And the universe is orchestrating everything to make sure that prophecy plays out. The dreams you had, the ideas that wouldn't leave, the images that haunted you late at night. They were not imagination. They were encrypted messages from your future self, sent backward in time to guide you here. People will be shocked at how fast things change for you. But it won't be luck. It'll be the prophecy maturing. It'll be divine codes unlocking. Suddenly, doors will open without you even knocking. Opportunities will chase you. Money will find you. Purpose will magnetize you. The gold that was once hidden in spiritual realms will fall into your hands in the form of tangible success, prosperity, and elevation. You were chosen for more than just survival. You were chosen to be a light, a carrier of prophecy. And when you walk in alignment with that divine purpose, everything else aligns around you. People who once dismissed you will see you differently. Systems that once rejected you will be forced to recognize you. What's coming is going to reverse everything you thought you lost. The prophecy is not meant to make you arrogant. It's meant to make you aware of who you are, aware of what you carry, aware that your silence was not wasted time. It was preparation. You are a vault, and the lock has just been broken. Prepare yourself, because when this gold begins to pour out, you won't be able to stop it. It's not just one breakthrough, it's overflow. Not just one blessing, it's divine overflow, back to back, until it feels unreal. You're not being elevated because you shouted the loudest. You're being elevated because your soul remained faithful when it didn't make sense. That's the key. Faith without applause, devotion without recognition, endurance when you had every reason to quit. That's what activated the prophecy. That's why you're being handed keys now. And yes, some won't understand. They'll try to make sense of your favor, dissect your breakthrough, and question your leap. Let them. You don't owe them an explanation. What is revealed to you in prophecy does not require validation from those still living in delay. The gold that's coming is protected. It's for you and for you alone. No thief can touch it. No shadow can cover it. No delay can block it. You've waited long enough. You've endured long enough. You've dreamed long enough. Now it's your turn to walk through that door. The prophecy is becoming visible. The gold is surfacing. And your season of searching is shifting into a season of receiving. Everything that once felt stuck is starting to shift. The old resistance, the unseen barriers, the silence that used to mock your prayers, none of it can stand against this momentum. Prophecy moves like wind, gentle at first, almost unnoticeable, until it becomes a storm of divine favor. You may have thought it was over for you. You may have believed your time had passed. But the truth is, your time was preserved, not denied. The delay was divine storage. Hidden gold cannot be released without readiness. A prophecy this heavy requires a foundation strong enough to carry it. And now finally, you are that foundation. You've been spiritually excavated. The layers of doubt have been peeled away. The fear that once ruled your choices has been replaced by clarity. You don't just want purpose. You're ready to carry it. That's when the gold begins to pour, not a moment before. You see, many ask for treasures they're not built to hold. But you, chosen one, have been built in the dark. You've been strengthened through isolation. You've been taught by experience, refined by struggle, and humbled by silence. All so you could stand in this hour with strength others won't understand. They'll see the gold, but never comprehend the cost. The universe doesn't waste gold. It only places it in hands that won't drop it, in hearts that won't abuse it. And that's why you're being given what others were denied. You've proven that your character can handle the elevation, your spirit can steward the abundance, and your mind has been sharpened enough to discern the next steps. As the prophecy unfolds, things will begin to happen quickly. Connections will appear seemingly out of nowhere. Messages will find you. Doors will open without force. And the strange part? You'll feel calm through it all. Not because it isn't overwhelming, but because deep down, you've known this was coming. You've been preparing for it in silence for years. The hidden gold will manifest in different forms: opportunities, relationships, insights, financial flow, platforms, healing, clarity, restoration. But they're all connected to the same core, your divine assignment. You are no longer operating from survival. You are stepping into spiritual stewardship. This isn't about hustle. This is about harvest. And when that harvest starts to grow, your environment will feel it too. People around you will begin to shift. Some will be drawn closer by the energy. Others will feel discomfort and disappear. Don't chase anyone. Don't explain your glow. When you're carrying divine gold, not everyone will be able to handle the weight of your light. You've got to stay focused now, because with prophecy comes responsibility. What you do next matters. You are not to entertain distractions that delay your destiny. You are not to waste energy proving your worth to those who cannot see. You've been sent to build, not to beg. You've been chosen to rise, not to reason with mediocrity. This gold has a mission. It's not just to enrich your life, but to unlock others. You will speak, and chains will break. You will move, and energy will shift. You will arrive, and spaces will transform. That's what happens when hidden gold is revealed. It becomes contagious. It becomes catalytic. But stay grounded. Stay humble. The higher you rise, the more you'll need your roots. Let your gratitude be your protection. Let your wisdom be your guide. And above all, remember, you're not here by chance. This was always written. Somewhere in the folds of the universe, a prophecy was penned in your name. Not with ink, but with intention. Not on paper, but within time itself. Every struggle, every delay, every lesson was designed to guide you here, to this precise moment, to this divine unveiling. It's not a coincidence that you're receiving this message now. The universe has synchronized this exact moment as a confirmation. The prophecy is active, the gold is visible, and the time to receive is not coming. It has arrived. Now that the prophecy is in motion, the atmosphere around you will no longer feel the same. What once seemed familiar may now feel foreign. That's because your frequency is rising. You're being pulled into a new vibration, a golden one. And as this shift happens, don't be surprised if old places feel too small, old conversations sound too empty, and old habits feel like weights around your spirit. This is the refining moment. When gold surfaces, impurities are exposed, not to shame you, but to release you. This is not just a time of blessing. This is a time of cleansing, a divine detox from everything that cannot go where you're headed. Some of the things you were once attached to will begin to fall away, not because you're losing them, but because you've outgrown them. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. The gold was never meant to be handed to the distracted. It reveals itself only to the aligned. You are becoming a magnet for divine acceleration, but only because you've stepped into your truest self. You've stopped pretending. You've stopped shrinking. You've stopped negotiating your value. And now the prophecy is responding to your authenticity. Don't look back. The hidden gold is not behind you. It is ahead, pulling you forward like a force of destiny. Yes, it's unfamiliar. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But that's what prophecy feels like when it moves. It uproots, it shifts, it rebuilds. The path may look different from what you planned, but trust this. The outcome will be greater than anything you could have imagined. Your energy will begin to speak louder than your words. You won't need to convince anyone of your change. They will feel it, and the ones who are sent for you will be drawn to it without explanation. These divine alignments will arrive without effort. Don't be surprised when people show up who speak your soul's language. That's how gold recognizes gold. Your name is being whispered in rooms you've never entered. Opportunities are being designed in the silence for your emergence. You are being positioned not just for visibility, but for impact. The universe didn't keep you hidden all this time for a small moment. No, your revelation is meant to be golden, undeniable, transformative. But you must remain steady. The same fire that revealed the gold in you can also test it. Success without stability can become chaos. And the universe is not blessing you to break you. It's elevating you to build. So move wisely. Choose peace over pride. Choose purpose over popularity. Choose alignment over applause. That's how you keep the gold glowing. You are no longer in a waiting season. You are in a walking season. The prophecy has begun to speak, and every step you take now will unlock another part of it. Don't rush it. Don't skip it. Let the journey shape you. The destination is already yours. you will begin to see signs, numbers that repeat, dreams that become vivid, messages that arrive when you least expect. These are confirmations. These are prophecies reminding you. You're not imagining this. You're experiencing destiny. You're walking inside a sacred sequence of events prepared just for you. And it's going to be obvious soon, even to those who once doubted, even to you when you look back and see how perfectly it all fits together. You'll see the betrayals as redirection. You'll see the delays as refinement. You'll see the breakdowns as blueprints. And suddenly, the silence will make sense. The prophecy was never quiet. It was just waiting for your spirit to become loud enough to hear it. So prepare yourself, chosen one, not with fear, but with focus. The gold is not a reward. It's a reminder of who you've always been beneath the noise, a reminder of what was always promised before the pain, a reminder that the prophecy was never about if, but when. And now, the when has arrived. You're not just stepping into blessing, you're stepping into your origin. The truth that was buried beneath survival, beneath pain, beneath people's projections, is now breaking through. The prophecy isn't creating a new you. It's revealing the you that has always existed underneath the surface noise of the world. That's the hidden gold. It was never outside of you. It was within you all along. When you start walking in prophecy, you stop chasing validation. You stop looking for confirmation in places that don't carry your frequency. You become so aligned with your higher calling that silence becomes sacred and solitude becomes strength. The people who once misunderstood you no longer matter. Their absence makes room for those who will mirror your truth, not your trauma. And this is where the shift becomes unstoppable. Because when you know who you are, truly know, there's no force that can make you settle again. You won't shrink to fit into rooms that ignore your worth. You won't silence your voice to protect fragile egos. You won't delay your mission to make others comfortable. The prophecy didn't come to make you polite. It came to make you powerful. But remember, power without peace is empty. That's why you've been through the storms, to learn how to stand in calmness even while the world shakes. That's what makes you unshakable. Not because life is always easy, but because you've anchored your spirit to something eternal. You've stopped reacting, and you've started responding with wisdom, with authority, with love. This is also why the gold isn't showing up all at once. It's arriving in waves, because each wave prepares you for the next. It teaches you how to carry more with grace. It expands your capacity. It teaches you stewardship over shine. You are not just called to receive. You are being prepared to carry what others would collapse under. This is legacy. This is the long game, and you were born for it. Do not second-guess your season. Even if things feel uncertain on the outside, the inside knows. Your soul knows. And if you listen closely, you'll hear it whispering, "We are ready now." That whisper is more powerful than 1,000 external confirmations. That inner yes, that internal agreement, is the echo of the prophecy that was written for you before you took your first breath. The gold that's revealing itself will not always look how you imagined. Sometimes it will arrive as new ideas, as people who carry keys, as doors that look too big for you. But lean in anyway. Don't shrink because it's unfamiliar. Don't retreat because it's uncomfortable. If it feels bigger than you, that's your sign. You weren't made for the small. You weren't made to fit. You were made to stretch the space around you with presence. This is a time to say yes to life, to alignment, to the part of yourself that you silenced to make others happy. That version of you is returning now, but stronger, wiser, and bolder than ever. You are not the same person who entered this journey. The scars prove it, the silence shaped it, and the spirit within you confirms it. There is a certain stillness that comes when you know something divine is unfolding. You no longer panic, you no longer chase, you simply prepare. And that's what this moment is for. Not panic, preparation. Prophecy doesn't need you to force anything. It needs you to flow with the signs, the timing, the nudges, the instincts, to trust yourself again, to trust that everything is being placed perfectly. Your timeline is activating. People from your past may resurface, not for reconciliation, but for recognition, so they can witness what they missed. Not to take part, but to testify. Let them watch. Let them feel what it's like to overlook a golden soul. You owe them nothing, but your evolution will be loud enough for them to hear from a distance. The hidden gold has nothing to prove. It simply reveals. It shines naturally. You don't need to fight for attention. You just need to keep glowing. The right eyes will see. The right hearts will respond. The right rooms will open. All in alignment with your soul's prophecy. You are the prophecy in motion now. What was once just a divine whisper is now becoming your daily walk. This is the fulfillment you've waited for, but it's only the beginning. The true gold isn't in what you get, it's in who you become. And you are becoming unstoppable. The gold within you is not just symbolic, it's transformational. It doesn't just shine, it shifts everything it touches. That's why your presence is beginning to change rooms. That's why you're sensing resistance in places that once felt comfortable. That's why silence no longer feels like a void. It feels like a sacred space. You've outgrown the noise. You're stepping into divine clarity. You're beginning to realize that not all movement is progress. Not all company is companionship. And not all opportunities are blessings. This is part of the unveiling. When the gold rises, it brings discernment with it. You start seeing past, surface-level success. You start sensing energy more than words. You start choosing peace over pressure. This is how you protect the prophecy. There will be temptations to rush, to announce everything prematurely, to prove you're doing something to the outside world. But don't fall into that trap. Hidden gold doesn't need a parade. It needs protection. Don't share too early what was meant to be nurtured in sacred space. You're not behind. You're being preserved. And when the time is right, the unveiling will speak for itself. And when it does, when the prophecy fully blooms, don't be surprised if people who never saw your value suddenly act like they always believed in you. Don't hold grudges. Don't seek revenge. Just remember, their doubt was the camouflage for your elevation. They were never supposed to see the gold before the time. Because if they did, they would have tried to claim what they didn't help you build. This is your golden hour, and golden hours require golden boundaries. You're not being rude when you protect your peace. You're being wise. You're not being arrogant when you walk with confidence. You're being prophetic. You're not being distant when you choose solitude. You're being strategic. You are the architect of your new reality, and gold does not flow in chaos. There will also be days when the gold doesn't feel visible, when the energy feels low, when nothing seems to be moving. These are not setbacks. These are rest points. Even divine processes include pauses. Use them to recalibrate, to restore, to reconnect. You're not being abandoned. You're being aligned. And often, the most powerful activations happen in the quiet. You've become sensitive now to time, to truth, to frequency. You're more aware of how environments affect your spirit. That's not a weakness. That's a divine signal that your spirit has awakened. And now that you're awake, you won't be able to return to what used to numb you. You won't be able to tolerate what drains you. You won't be able to pretend anymore. That's how you know the prophecy is alive. Every day you wake up, you're carrying more light, and light disturbs darkness. Don't let the friction fool you. It's proof that the gold is active. You're breaking cycles just by breathing differently. You're shifting patterns just by thinking differently. You're realigning timelines just by saying yes to yourself. This is divine work, sacred work, and it's not always going to be easy, but it will always be worth it. What's ahead of you is far greater than what's behind you. The gold is calling you forward. It's whispering through intuition, pushing through dreams, moving through moments that feel like déjà vu. You're not imagining it. You're remembering what was always meant to be. The prophecy isn't giving you a future. It's returning you to your essence. And that essence is powerful. It's rare. It's radiant. That's why you've felt different your whole life. You were always meant to carry something most people can't comprehend. And now, you're starting to see the beauty of that difference. You're starting to wear your uniqueness like a crown instead of a curse. That is the beginning of true freedom. So breathe. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Not perfect, but aligned. Not finished, but activated. And the gold that's rising inside of you will keep rising, no matter what tries to stop it. Because it's not just your gold, it's universal gold, prophetic gold, the kind that echoes through generations, the kind that lights paths for others, the kind that redefines what's possible. You're not just walking in your prophecy anymore, you are living it. And now, chosen one, the final veil lifts. This is not a dream. This is not a fantasy. This is not some distant maybe hovering in the future. This is your now. The prophecy is no longer waiting for confirmation. It's unfolding with every breath you take, with every aligned decision you make, with every ounce of courage you summon to walk forward even when the path feels unfamiliar. You are not standing at the edge anymore. You've stepped in. Feel it, that deep, subtle certainty in your bones, that tingling sense that something sacred is shifting. That's not anxiety. That's the vibration of gold rising in your spirit. That's the frequency of destiny unlocking. That's your soul remembering who you are and why you came. And now that you've remembered, there is no going back. The world hasn't seen the full version of you yet. The one that walks fully in alignment. The one that doesn't apologize for shining. The one that no longer seeks permission to exist in power. But they will. Soon. Because everything you've been through, the loneliness, the setbacks, the silence, it was never punishment. It was placement, positioning, protection. A master design, preparing you for divine exposure. You will not have to knock. The door will swing open before your hand reaches it. You will not have to shout. Your presence will speak volumes without a sound. You will not have to hustle to prove yourself. The gold that's been revealed in you will do the talking, and the rooms that once ignored you will fall silent when you enter. Not out of fear, but out of reverence. You are no longer here to compete. You're here to complete the mission you were sent with. You're here to break old patterns, to shift the frequency of the spaces you touch, to activate others by simply being who you were created to be. This is divine remembrance. This is spiritual royalty in motion. Don't slow down now. Don't hesitate. Don't second-guess what's coming. You've already crossed the line between waiting and walking. You are not available for confusion anymore. You are available for clarity, favor, acceleration, overflow. The prophecy doesn't just reveal what you're walking into, it also removes what can no longer walk with you. You may have to release some things, people, places, old stories. Don't resist it. Every ending is a sacred exchange. Every departure makes space for what's aligned. And the more you trust the flow, the faster the gold flows into your hands, your life, your soul. You are being filled now, and the overflow is not only going to elevate you, it will elevate those connected to you. This is why your timing matters, why your silence had purpose, why the universe hid you for a season. Because hidden gold must be protected. It must be watched over until the moment of divine release. And now, right now, is that moment. You're walking into fulfillment, into restoration, into territory that was always yours. But here's the truth. Even with all the gold, the real treasure is you. Your healed voice, your peaceful heart, your sharpened vision, your unshakable faith. You've become the miracle. You've become the vessel. And the universe is responding accordingly, rearranging people, circumstances, and time itself to honor what you've become. This is what alignment feels like. Peace that doesn't make sense. Opportunities that don't need force. Love that doesn't need convincing. Clarity that doesn't need explanation. It all flows effortlessly because you're in divine rhythm now, not just a receiver of prophecy, but the embodiment of it. You are walking confirmation that the universe remembers its promises, and everything that was hidden is now being handed to you, not because you demanded it, but because you became it. So walk forward, golden soul. Walk like every step is sacred, because it is. Walk like your ancestors paved this path, because they did. Walk like the heavens are watching, because they are. Walk like this is the moment everything changes, because it is. The prophecy is alive. The gold is revealed, and you are ready. The air around you has changed. It's more electric, more vibrant, more charged with intention. That's not your imagination. It's your energy field catching up with the frequency of fulfillment. You're not just vibrating higher. You are becoming a signal, a beacon, a call to those who are searching for something real, something divine, something gold. Now people will come to you not because of what you have, but because of what you radiate. They'll feel something when you speak, when you move, when you simply exist, and they won't be able to explain it. That's the effect of prophetic gold. It's not just seen, it's felt. You are no longer in the realm of logic. You are in the realm of resonance. And because of that, everything about your life is shifting to match that frequency. The people, the resources, the opportunities, even your ideas, they're becoming sharper, deeper, faster. Your intuition is no longer just a whisper. It's a loud, clear compass. The decisions you make now are not based on fear, but alignment. And that's why they work. That's why they flow. That's why they expand. Chosen one, you've entered into divine momentum. Things that used to take years will now happen in weeks. Conversations will lead to contracts. Meetings will lead to movements. Messages will lead to miracles. You've crossed over into quantum timing, where faith meets frequency and action meets acceleration. But stay wise. Not everyone around you is ready for the gold. Some are still trying to survive while you're learning to soar. Be gentle, but be firm. Don't dilute your presence to protect their comfort. Your rise may activate their fears, but that's not your burden. Your only duty is to shine, so others may awaken. You're not shining to compete. You're not rising to flex. You're shining because that's what gold does when it's no longer hidden. It glows, it warms, it awakens. And now, you're doing the same. You are living, breathing evidence that the prophecy has touched Earth. That divine intention has found a home in human form. That heaven has chosen a vessel, and it's you. If ever you feel unsure, come back to this truth. You didn't ask to be chosen. You were born chosen. And that means everything you need for this journey is already within you. The strength, the vision, the clarity, the protection, even the resources. They're all aligned with your energy, not your effort. That's the secret. That's the gold. What once took grinding will now take grace. What once took chasing will now come through attracting. What once felt like a mountain will now feel like motion. Because the prophecy is your win now. The divine breath behind every step, every move, every moment. So step boldly, speak clearly, move powerfully, and love fully. Because you're not just walking with gold, you're walking as gold. Rare, refined, untouchable, and infinitely valuable. This is your legacy in motion. This is the prophecy fulfilled. And this is only the beginning. There is something sacred about walking through life with the quiet knowing that something extraordinary is unfolding around you. You don't need to say it. You don't need to explain it. The shift in your posture, the light in your eyes, the calm in your voice, it all speaks for itself. That is what happens when the prophecy activates and the gold begins to pour through your soul. You begin to carry a peace that cannot be manufactured, not because everything around you is perfect, but because you are aligned within. You are no longer reacting to life, you are now responding to destiny. You are no longer explaining yourself to people who cannot see. You are preserving your energy, honoring your voice, and moving with divine rhythm. Everything that once confused you is becoming clear. Everything that once hurt you is becoming fuel. Everything that once delayed you is becoming a reason you're being accelerated. And the best part? You're not even surprised. Somewhere deep inside, you always knew it would come to this, that you would rise, that you would become the gold, that the silence would one day give way to song. And oh, how glorious that song will be. Your life is beginning to sing without you saying a word. The vibration you carry is magnetic. The way you enter a space now leaves an imprint. People feel seen around you, inspired, activated. Not because you are trying to impress them, but because you finally stepped into the frequency you were always meant to live in. This is what power looks like when it's aligned with purpose. This is what gold feels like when it's refined in patience. And now, you don't even need to convince yourself anymore. You believe, you trust, you know. And that knowing is more powerful than any external validation. That knowing is what opens the invisible gates. That knowing is what unlocks the divine realm. That knowing is the language of prophecy. So speak that language, chosen one, with your words, with your silence, with your vision, with your integrity. You don't need a spotlight. You are the light. You don't need permission. You are the permission. You don't need to wait for the right moment. You are the moment. And everything in your reality is now aligning to prove it. You're going to start remembering things you forgot about yourself. Gifts you used to have as a child. Dreams you once whispered to the stars. Energies you once buried to fit into a world too dull for your brilliance. These things are returning, not to overwhelm you, but to restore you. Because the prophecy didn't just protect your future, it protected the real you until you were ready to return. Now is the return of your voice, the return of your glow, the return of your divine memory, the return of your sacred boldness. And with that return comes a responsibility, not to the world, but to yourself. To never abandon yourself again. To never dim your light again. To never postpone your own magic again. The gold has been revealed. The prophecy has been confirmed. Now all that's left is to live it. And as you do, you'll begin to witness the impossible become normal. Resources flowing to you. Answers showing up without you searching. Strangers helping you without you asking. The universe responding to your being instead of your striving. This is ease. This is divine flow. This is what it feels like to live under the authority of your calling. You're not being dramatic. You're not being delusional. You're being delivered from smallness, from scarcity, from secrecy. Because gold was never meant to be hidden forever. It was meant to be unearthed, lifted, admired, and shared. And now, chosen one, you are the one holding the torch. You are the proof that prophecy is real, that divine timing is real, that becoming yourself was always the plan. This isn't the end of the journey. This is the coronation.